Now, to one of the big stories here at home, the government's line about who knew what and when about the $90,000 deal between the Prime Minister's top aide and a Conservative senator is coming under fresh scrutiny tonight. Court documents filed to get a search warrant show what the RCMP has uncovered about the arrangement. Nothing in the documents has been proven in court, but what the Mounties allege is stunning. Our senior political correspondent, Terry Milewski, is on this story for us tonight. Terry.
Well, Alison, what is so damaging about this RCMP affidavit is that it contradicts the government's version and backs up the opposition's. It says that the Prime Minister's then Chief of Staff, Nigel Wright, tried to buy Senator Mike Duffy's silence by covering his fraudulent expense claims. And that deal, the RCMP says, was a crime.
I would never knowingly fiddle anything.
From the start, Duffy claimed that he and his wife paid it all back themselves.
We are going to voluntarily pay back my living expenses related to the house we have in Ottawa.
But Duffy didn't pay and still hasn't, because then Chief of Staff Nigel Wright did pay all $90,000. The government has always claimed that was just a generous gift, so taxpayers wouldn't be stuck with what the RCMP calls Duffy's pattern of fraudulent expense claims. Not so, says the RCMP's affidavit. There was an agreement between Duffy and Wright involving repayment of the $90,000 and a Senate report that would not be critical of him, constituting an offence of frauds on the government. It goes on. Wright's own lawyers partially confirmed this by saying that Wright had two conditions of Duffy in return for the money: to pay it immediately and stop talking to the media about it. So the Mounties say it wasn't a gift. There were strings attached. What is more, the affidavit says the Conservative Party, through a fund controlled by Senator Irving Gerstein, considered paying the tab itself until the amount turned out to be 3 times more than first thought. But Gerstein wasn't the only one in the loop. Wright's lawyers told the RCMP Harper didn't know about the payment, but that 3 PMO staffers did, including Harper's staff lawyer, Benjamin Perrin. That contradicts Harper's own story.
Mr. Wright ultimately decided on his own, using his own resources, to assist Mr. Duffy in that repayment, a matter he kept to himself until Wednesday, May the 15th. Those were his decisions. They were not communicated to me or to members of my office.
But the Mounties say otherwise, and the NDP didn't hesitate to call Harper a liar.
In fact, he lied to the Canadians. When we were asking him about the cheque of Nigel Wright, he said, oh, it's a personal gesture from Mr. Wright. Nobody else was involved. And it's not true. It's false.
Now, Harper has also insisted that there was no formal agreement between Wright and Duffy. But formal or not, the RCMP say there definitely was an agreement, and that Harper's lawyer and Duffy's knew about it. Alison.
Thanks very much, Terry. Another senator found to have made inappropriate expense claims has repaid the government. Mac Harb, who was appointed as a Liberal and currently sits as an independent, repaid $51,000 today, he says, under protest. It's just a fraction of the $231,000 Harb owes for living expenses and mileage costs. He's fighting the Senate committee's findings in court.